After the death of Akbar the Great in 1605, the vast and powerful Mughal Empire passed to his son, Prince Salim. He took the grand title Nur-ud-Din Muhammad Jahangir, which means conqueror of the world. But Jahangir's story wasn't just about conquering lands or amassing power. It was a story of profound love, the love of one remarkable woman who would not only capture his heart, but also change his destiny and the course of the empire forever, Nur Jahan. Together they ruled an empire where art bloomed in every corner, justice flourished for the common man, and beauty itself became a form of power. Born in 1569 to Emperor Akbar and Empress Choda, Prince Salim grew up surrounded by the unimaginable luxury of the Mughal court. But despite the opulence, he longed for freedom and independence. He often clashed with his father's immense authority, growing impatient to rule in his own right. This tension reached a boiling point in the year 1600 when he boldly rebelled against Akbar, declaring himself the emperor in Allahabad. It was an act of open defiance. However, when Akbar fell gravely ill, the deep bond between father and son prevailed. They reconciled just before the great emperor's death. After Akbar's passing, Salim finally ascended the throne as Jahangir. His very first royal decree set the tone for his reign, a promise that echoed across the empire: let there be justice for all, for that is the foundation of peace. Among the many women of the sprawling Mughal harem, one stood distinctly apart. Her name was Mehr-un-Nisa, the daughter of Persian nobles who was born in exile in Kandahar. Graceful, fiercely intelligent, and possessing a will of iron, she was unlike any other. After the tragic death of her first husband, Shir Afghan, she entered the royal household to serve one of Akbar's widows. In 1611, during a palace festival, Jahangir laid eyes on her and the world-conquering emperor fell deeply and irrevocably in love. He was captivated. He soon married her and gave her the name Nur Jahan Begum, which beautifully translates to light of the world. In her, Jahangir found not just breathtaking beauty but also the wisdom, companionship, and sharp intellect he had been missing. She was his equal in every sense, but Nur Jahan was no ordinary queen, content to remain in the shadows of the harem. She rose to become a co-ruler of the empire, a position of power unheard of for a woman of her time. Imperial orders, known as farmans, were issued in her name. Coins were minted bearing her title, a clear symbol of her authority. She often held court beside Jahangir, dispensing justice and making key political decisions. Her influence extended beyond politics. She shaped the culture of the era. Her exquisite designs in textiles and perfumes set trends that spread from India all the way to Persia. But her greatest power lay in her sharp political mind. As the emperor's health began to fail, weakened by his addictions, it was Nur Jahan who governed, holding the vast empire together with her intelligence and resolve. Jahangir was, at his core, an artist. He was a connoisseur of beauty in all its forms. He painted, collected magnificent jewels, and kept detailed journals about his life and observations. His memoir, the Tuzakai Jahangiri, is a treasure trove recording his profound love for the natural world, for birds, flowers, and exotic animals. He was a keen naturalist, commissioning his court painters to create incredibly detailed and realistic paintings of rare species. He even established royal menageries to study them. He once wrote, "God has given me eyes to see the beauty of his creation." Under his and Nur Jahan's patronage, Mughal art reached a new zenith of realism, refinement, and delicate beauty, leaving a legacy that still inspires us today. But even in this paradise of art and love, storms were brewing on the political horizon. Power struggles threatened the stability of the court. Early in his reign, Jahangir's own son, Prince Khusrau, rebelled against him. He was defeated and tragically blinded as punishment. Years later, another son, Prince Khurram, the future Shah Jahan, rose in open defiance, not just against his father, but against Nur Jahan's ever-growing influence over the state. While Jahangir was a generous and kind-hearted ruler, his love of wine and opium made him increasingly dependent on others. In these moments of crisis, it was Nur Jahan's steady hand that guided the empire. She held everything together through shrewd diplomacy, strategic alliances, and sheer indomitable willpower. When Jahangir died in 1627, Nur Jahan's reign effectively came to an end. Power shifted to her stepson, Shah Jahan, and she was placed under house arrest, living out the rest of her days in quiet seclusion in Lahore. There, she dedicated herself to charity and built a beautiful tomb for her beloved husband, and eventually for herself. The story of Jahangir and Nur Jahan is more than a historical account. It's an epic of love, ambition, and art. It shows how one woman's brilliance could shine so brightly that she became the light of an entire empire. They proved that true power isn't just won on the battlefield, it can be created through love, justice, and the enduring beauty of art. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back to the Mughal court. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more tales from history. We'd love to have you with us for the next episode.